Hello and welcome to moneypuzzle.in. My name is Lisa Pallavi Barbara and today I'm coming to you with a very special episode. This one is not about investing or why you should get yourself life insurance. It is more about how you define your relationship with money, your money moods, how you perceive it, how you feel about it. Yes, it's a bit philosophical, but it's also very important. And it's important because only when you define your relationship with money are you going to be certain about how to utilize it or what to do with it. Now, to do this, it's not going to take long, perhaps maybe 5 to 10 minutes of your time. Three very simple exercises. The first one, in fact, you would have done in context to many things, perhaps, or even in context to money, but we'll do it nevertheless. And it's a very simple thing. All you have to do is you have to write down within 10 seconds the first five things that come to mind when you hear the word money. So I say it out loud money, quickly write down the five things that come to your mind. So this is to see the response to the word money. So what is top priority in your mind? And believe me, I did this exercise, and it's not as it's not as straightforward as it looks. And if you see what responses I got, maybe you can understand that better. So these are the responses I got. Now, obviously, money is about freedom. A lot for me. It helps you, uh, be who you want to be where you want to be, and at any time you want to be. And there's so much more to this freedom that money brings about. Then kids' education, because that is a very important part of my life, and of course, I keep thinking about their primary education, their college fees, etc. So that comes to mind, and shoes. Now, I think I put down shoes there because perhaps because there is a pair of shoes that I've been wanting to buy, but I've been waiting for the discounts to come in, and, to go out and actually buy it. So maybe it was top recall in that sense. However, I'm not very proud to have put that up as the third point there. And I didn't even get to five because 10 seconds were over, and I kind of thought a little bit, but I didn't want to cheat. But later I thought about it, and there are two things that I would have liked to put on that list which didn't get on there. And those two things are giving and travel. These are very important to me, and I would have liked them to be on that list. Um, the good thing about your relationship with money is that it is dynamic. You can keep changing it. Now that I know that I care about the pair of shoes more than about giving or travel, I can actually do something to change that, to change my priorities, and I can work towards that. So that's how this exercise helps to understand how you immediately perceive money or respond to it, and see whether your priorities actually lie within that response or not, and then work towards changing it to suit you. The second thing we are going to do is determine how you feel about money. A lot of people will say, I don't really think about money. I don't feel about it one way or another, and that's completely fine. So, what we will say is that you are indifferent to money. Now, even that is fine. It means that you probably have had enough growing up, or you have enough now, and you don't really feel one way or another about having more money, less money, or anything, because you're maybe comfortable in your zone right now. I, for one, don't think that is a very good place to be in. You shouldn't be indifferent about money, because money is important not just to you but to all those around you and people who depend on you, or even others who don't have enough of it. And perhaps if you have, then you can help them. But you will reach that stage only when you feel what I would like to say positive about money. Now, feeling positive about money is not about wanting to become rich or getting more and more of it. It means that you look at it in a way that you understand the utility of money, and you are, you're encouraging towards it. You are able to embrace money for what it's worth, and you're not greedy about it. However, you do value it. So that's one another feeling. And lastly, you may be feeling negative about it. Now, obviously, if if there is a lot of struggle involved in earning money, or if you've seen people fighting over money, then your feelings towards money will be negative. You will not be able to embrace it or feel positive about it. Instead, you will feel nervous and anxious, and you will not want to talk about money or how much you have and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with it except that it holds you back from utilizing money in the most efficient way or being able to grow it in the way that makes you feel comfortable. Now, I'll admit that I used to be very nervous about money. However, over the years, building a sound kind of financial foundation for myself and my family has helped me overcome that anxiety and that nervousness and feel more positive about money. And that makes one feel more confident about themselves, their decisions around money, and their general choices in life. It actually works. Now, the third thing we're going to do is write down what you want from it, your objectives. Do you just want to have more of it? Would you like do you need your money to maybe take care of your dependents, your parents, your children? Or perhaps you wanted to fund your lifestyle, your entertainment. Now, please understand that none of these are frivolous reasons or objectives around money. And life and money are such that everything is dynamic, like I said before. Once you note it down, then you can clearly think about prioritizing your needs, perhaps. And in different stages of life, there are different priorities that one can assign. One clear example in the news these days is Azim Premji. Now, he spent so many years actually accumulating and creating wealth, and not for himself, but for his employees as well and his organization. And now he's utilizing his time, and his priority list will probably have giving as the top. What do you want to do with your money? I want to give more, I want to give back to society, will probably be his top objective and even his top response in the first question. So it can keep changing, but unless you note it down, unless you define it, you don't know which direction you want it to change or which direction you are already moving in. And it's really important to define these things so that you're able to carve out the frame that you want your money to work in. Let's not also forget that in the news recently has been Boris Becker for selling his trophies, etc., to be able to have enough money to sustain his lifestyle, whether whatever kind of lifestyle he may have. The fact is that we all need money. We may need it for different reasons. We don't need to be greedy about it. We don't need to be rich, but we need to understand what it means to us first, why we need it, and how we can utilize it to make our lives more comfortable and satisfied. Thank you for logging in today, and keep logging into moneypuzzle.in for all your personal finance queries.